Tonight, volleyball and football competed on Friday, both teams coming out with a win. We start with the football team, who will enjoy a bye week this week as they get set for Neshoba the following weekend. What we know though about their game Friday night against Fitchburg: they took on the Red Raiders. The result tonight, some of the scoring that happened. Where does this leave the Rams now, and how does it work to make the playoffs in football? We'll give you a little bit of that. In other news tonight in the volleyball world, the Rams get a big win and they set themselves up for a potential league championship. I talked to some of the players on Friday as they prepare for this, and who's going to be the next senior spotlight from, it might be that team. The national sports, of course, we have news on the Patriots and the Bills. The Patriots with the upset win. What does this mean?
From the Sports Zone studios, this is Shepherd Hill Sports Zone with Cameron Simpson.
And hello everyone, thanks so much for starting another week with all of us. It's great to be here today. We have a lot to get to in volleyball and football, and we'll start talking about that word playoffs, because for many of these teams, we're in the final push of this fall season. And of course, we're about to turn the page and get into the winter year. So we have a lot to talk about. And of course, we're going to start with the football team, who on Friday took on the Red Raiders of Fitchburg. Coming into this game, the Rams had a record of 3-1, Fitchburg of 0-3. The game started with a Fitchburg possession that turned 0 for 4. They punted on the fourth drive of the game. The Rams get the ball right away. One of the first plays of the game was to Aiden Tyler, who would take the ball all the way to the end zone. You can see it right here. Scoring the touchdown, AT puts the Rams up. 2-point conversion, good, 8-0 Rams. It was a turnover from Fitchburg on a fumble that led to Devin Roden getting into the end zone for another touchdown. Fast forward again, another Devin Roden touchdown. Here's one from Logan Vega rushing into the end zone to score the Rams TD. They were scoring up and down the roster, some guys getting in on the scoring that haven't yet this season. The final score was 52-0 Shepherd Hill. Their next game is not this week. They'll enjoy a bye week and they'll face off against Neshoba in 2 weeks from now. Of course, no school on Friday, so this is good. The football team's enjoying it, and we'll enjoy their couple weeks off. And of course, not like they're not practicing, they still will be. Haven't heard anything about anything changing in that realm, so that's what we know right now. When it comes to the playoffs though, there's been some questions that you guys have been asking about. Well, how do we know? How is this team going to make the playoffs? And it's a very complicated process. I think the best way to explain it is to compare it to the college football playoff. You know how teams, all depends on the matchups you have, it all depends on the wins you have, your record, all of that. And we talk about it every year for every single team in the MIAA. They put it through some math formula, and that's how we get the playoffs. So what we know right now is it's a point system based on the teams that you play, and the Rams right now will be probably looking at those points and figuring out what matchups do what. Honestly, you can't do anything with the deck of cards. You can't change the deck of cards that have been given to you. You have to play with those deck of cards, of course. So the Rams will see what they can do. This point system, it's complicated. Even I had a little trouble trying to figure it out, but pretty much the MIAA will kind of give you points based on what is going on. So we'll see what can happen and if they can get in. Of course, that's with every team. It's not just the football team. The same thing will apply to the volleyball team who's hoping to make the playoffs. Same thing with the field hockey team. It all goes based on the points you're getting, the way the formula will work. Speaking of the volleyball team, they're looking to win their league and maybe get their way into the playoffs. And they had a good start playing their league opponent from Fitchburg. They dominated Fitchburg, winning 3-0. All the players in the team had a very good game. We saw, again, players getting in on the action that we haven't seen throughout the season. Now, they play tomorrow against Air Shirley. I'm talking to some of the players because the senior spotlight for volleyball will come out next week, and I was talking to some of those volleyball players, and they said Air Shirley could be one of the tougher of the teams. They have Oxford, Grafton, Tantascwa, Bay Path, Hudson, Neshoba, and Tantascwa again. They have one more league match out of all of those. If they can win that league match, they will win their league and get a banner up in the gym. So, of course, all eyes on volleyball as they try to tackle that endeavor. All right, with all of that, Let's get to national sports. The Patriots faced off against the Bills. They win the game 23-20 in a big upset for Drake May. Now, the question today, did Drake May prove himself? Are the Patriots a real legitimate team now? Or are we taking them a little too serious? Those are the things that people are asking today. Of course, all those questions will be asked with the Patriots now have a winning record of 3-2 and beat the only undefeated team left in the playoffs, which was the Bills. Now there are 0 undefeated teams. Isn't that pretty crazy? Again, thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, we have a load of games to talk about this week. No football, but we have field hockey, soccer, golf, who's on the hunt for districts. It starts tonight versus Oakmont. Throughout all of these teams, we got a lot to talk about. And of course, where can you figure out what happened? Follow us on Instagram as well as check in with us on Friday with SportsZone. Until Friday, it's a day off on Friday, which is great. Until then, enjoy your week. We'll see you then on Friday. And good night.